Yeah, he's the former Blues captain, premiership winning Shark, of course, and footy tough guy turned boxing warrior. Paul Gallen joins us now to talk about the big fight in July on Stand with Sonny Bill Williams.
Oh.
Welcome, Gal.
Hey guys, this room brings back some memories. Just started work here actually, Triple M
Did
and
ya?
radio many years ago. I reckon 2012, 13, many years ago. So
And now you're too good for Triple M.
no, I'm not too good at all. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here with you.
I know, we appreciate you coming in, mate. There's the build-up, in my opinion, started way too early, right? It started early. And it started, I guess, firstly, why did the fight take so long to happen? Because this is the fight people have been talking about, whether it's our mates, guys we played with, the media. This has been 10 years in the making, but why is it taken to now to happen?
Well, to be honest, Sonny never wanted to do it. I mean, look, when Sonny started fighting in 2011 or 12, I think I had my first fight 12 or 13. And it was spoken about from then. And I remember my first fight. After my first fight, they asked me straight away, "You're going to fight Sonny Bill Williams?" And I said, "No, I've had one fight. I didn't even know I wanted to keep doing it. You know, give me a break, give me some time to see if I want to do it." I fought again the year after, and then I turned pro in 2014. And I said, from that time on, let's do it. And you know, look, actions speak louder than words. There's never been a reply from Sonny. I've asked him on national TV. It probably started really kicking off about 2019, 2021.
Yeah.
That was when it really sort of started. Okay, look, I'm getting towards the end of my career now. Let's do it. And Sonny always said, when I decided to stand back in the squared circle, I think he called it, you'll be the first person I called. He's had 3 fights. He's had 3 fights for Barry Hall, Mark Hunt, and someone else. He had 3 fights. I've never had a phone call. Then it got put to me in May 2023. Now, I told everyone in 2021, I met Coda Nasser multiple times.
So you never met actual Sonny Bill. You just did the negotiations with Coda.
I don't think Sonny Bill. No, I think Coda does everything for Sonny Bill. I think he tells him how much money he can spend, when he can breathe, everything. I think he does everything for him. So I met with Coda on a few occasions, and then the last time I met with him, I reckon, was late 2020, early 21, sometime there. And basically the thing, he goes, "What do you want?" I said, "Mate, it's 50-50 split or it's not going to happen."
Yep.
And he said, "Oh, well, how much in New Zealand do you want?" I said, "Mate, whatever the contract is, that's what it is." He goes, "Mate, you're not getting 1 cent in New Zealand."
Oh.
And I said, "Righto, mate." I said, "You don't want the fight. You're not negotiating. You're being arrogant. Just forget it." And then I come out. I said publicly. I said, "Sonny's going to wait till I retire until he wants to fight me. This is all on public record. I'm not making it up. He's going to wait till I retire." And then, sure enough, May 2023, when I retired in, I think November 22. I get an offer to fight him. And I said, I'll still fight him. I said, I want a guaranteed fee, though. So what we do, all the money goes into a pool, you get a percentage of the money, right? I said, I want a guaranteed fee. I said, Sonny can have every dollar up to that guaranteed figure, and then we go 50-50. So it's going to be 50-50, but I want mine guaranteed. They said, that's not fair on Sonny. I said, well, mate, that's a price Sonny can pay for being a dog for the last 10 years and not wanting to fight me. And they said, no, it's 50-50 or it's not going to happen. I said, well, fine, it's not going to happen. I'm retired. And I was retired. 2023 was you know, you guys know what it's like to retire. It's a bit of a weird
tough,
year.
yeah.
Things are different. And I admittedly, I was probably enjoying myself.
Yeah, you had a
bit
couple
too
of good
much.
times.
I was probably enjoying
with you on
myself a
a
little too much. So I wasn't in the frame of mind or the mood to step back into the ring. And I enjoyed retirement that year. As I said, probably a little bit too much. And then this all started again. I thought, okay, I watched Mike Tyson fight Jake Paul late last year. And Mike Tyson got beaten, right? And I actually put money on Mike Tyson because I love him. You know, like what he done in the boxing ring. And after that finished, I was with Wade Graham. And I thought, you know what? I'm 43 years old. What's a farm at my age of getting a good payday? So I rang Stan. I said, does Sonny still want to fight? They said, oh, we'll find out. And this was November last year. And that's when it all kicked off again. We're in negotiations, and pretty much we've been negotiating until about a month ago.
Ooh. Can I ask this? For an outsider, Paul, what is the tension between you and Sonny Bill? How did that start?
I think it all started because of the talk of fighting each other.
Right.
So as far as him as a I don't know him as a person, like when you work with, I was just a dead set toiler. I toiled every week. I played well every week, but I wasn't a superstar like some of these guys I work with. I work with Andrew Johns and Brad Fittler and Billy Slater and Cameron Smith, and they're stars. And a lot of people ask you what they're like, and they're all really good guys. And a lot of people ask me, what's Sonny Bill like? And I said, I don't know. I don't know him, and I never bag him. I've actually gone the other way and almost stuck up for him, where I said, look, I think he's not a bad bloke. Like, he's highly devoted to his religion, which I think is a good thing for him, because we know so many guys who are very religious and very devoted to their religion, Monday to Thursday. Mm-hmm. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they do what they want. They repent on Monday and it's all good. But that's not Sonny to me. That's not Sonny. So I actually think he does the right thing. I think he's trying to be a good person, but it's all because of the fight. That's all it's because of. Yeah. There's no other issue. I've got no other issue with him at all.
The hard thing is, I spoke to Sonny Bill yesterday. I got a lot of time for Sonny Bill, and you know how I feel about you. You're both very good people, right? And your position has always been he's been, people around him are not letting us see the true Sonny Bill Williams. You think they're making decisions for him. But the thing that got you the most out of everything at the press conference, mate, that I get asked about and you get asked about is the charging people at the barbecues.
Well, it didn't get me. I'm not worried.
It's getting me, man.
It's getting everyone else, and it's getting everyone else. But that's not something I need to answer. I mean, I reckon, honestly, I've never had a barbecue at my house for starters.
I've had one.
Once.
I've had one.
But I've never had a barbecue. I've had boys back for a drink on a Mad Monday, which you were there.
Yeah.
And we had Christmas.
And then the only reason I remember that Christmas drink was the young boys got in the blue after it.
There's always a fight at your house.
That's the only reason I remember. And look, you guys have been there. Did I charge you to come to my house?
No, you didn't.
No,
charge
we
me.
added a bit of GST to the story.
And
then Beau sent me a post a couple of days ago of, I can't remember what it was, but there was half a dozen of former players: Chad Townsend, Jim Maloney, Seth Avesem, the fun guy. They were all on there saying, no, it's not true. And then they started making a joke of it, saying, "Oh, he actually charged $100, but the $100 was to raise money for Ava's hairline because we're all chipping in to help Avesem to fund his hairline."
I actually remember that one.
Yeah, yes. So I mean. They were just taking the piss out of it because it is a piss take. But Sonny, when he says things, I genuinely think he believes them.
I reckon you really hurt him by not showing up to the press conference.
100%.
I've never seen Sonny speak so much in a press conference.
Yeah, what happened there?
I've never seen him speak so much. I've never seen him so rattled. And he was angry. I could tell. And that's exactly what I wanted to do.
You didn't want to go because you wanted just to instigate him.
I want to instigate him. I've waited for him for 10 years. We are here. How long? We just spoke about it a moment ago. For 10 years, I said, let's do it. You know what annoys me about him too? He says, over the past 10 years, I question his integrity, saying this and that. Well, Sonny, what's this and that? What have I said? All I said was, let's fight. Let's get it done. I've never called him a weak prick. I've never said you're an ignorant piece of shit, which I think that's what I think he is now.
Okay.
I've never said things like that, but I do think that now, and that's what he is. But I've never questioned his integrity or said anything bad about him before now.
You're a very proud man, and you challenged him straight away. You want 10 3-minute rounds off the top, and he come back with what?
Now, well, I was asking in November how many rounds you want to do, and I said 10, and they said to me, well, what about 8? And I said, okay, that's all right, 8's fine. This is in November. Then, so the middle of December came, and I got a phone call from Ben Kimber from Stan, who's running it. He said they only want to do 8 2-minute rounds.
Can I ask, what's the difference between 2 and 3 minute rounds? I'm not a big boxing. I don't understand the background.
Well, imagine you've played 80 minutes of rugby league, right? Imagine only having to play 55.
Yeah,
What's easier?
Fair enough. Yeah. No.
What's
Woodsy
easier?
did play 55.
Well, imagine going for a 3K run. But you only do 2. Did you go for a 3K run? It's chalk and cheese. It's amateurs fight 2-minute rounds.
Okay.
Professional boxing's fought over 3-minute rounds, and he knows. I remember when he fought Mark Hunt, his last fight he had at about the 2-minute mark. He was looking for the clock in the second round. So his engine isn't great. He knows my engine is good. He knows he can't beat me over 3-minute rounds. He knows he can't. So he's trying to stack everything in his favour. We're going to do. I wanted to do this at the start of the year. Yeah. It didn't suit Sonny. So I wanted to do it a few weeks later. Now he was in Ramadan, which is fine. I understood that's fine. When do you want to do it then? July. 1 month out from my 44th birthday. He's stacking everything in his favour. And you know what? To be fair, that's happened his whole life. Yeah. He's been on contract with the Dogs since he was 14 years old, probably paid a fortune since he's 14. He's just been given everything his whole life. He carries on like he's from Auckland, he's poor and he's this and that. He's absolutely full of crap. He's been paid his whole life on huge money. He's worth millions of dollars. And he just carries on like an absolute ignorant prick.
Well, we actually gave him the option to call in on the show this morning.
Yep.
And he declined because he wanted to go to training.
Well, he's busy.
He's busy training, but he did leave you a message.
Sure, bro. Sonny Bill here, just up in Queensland doing my fighting camp. Bro, Gal, shouts out to you for coming in live, but I bet you they've got you on a booster seat or something. And while we're talking about height, I've heard you talk all this trash, bro, that I've been dodging the fight. That ain't true, bro. I'll tell you what it was. 6 years ago, when they said we were going to fight, the real reason my team said, well, you can't be fighting this guy, he's way too small. It will be so unfair. Bro, you're like a little person. I'm not sure what you're allowed to say on air anymore, but you're like one of those little dwarfs. Do you know how hard it is to spar against a dwarf? I have to try and find a training camp where I can spar against them, but they don't do them. So, bro, I've been sparring people on my knees just to prepare for this fight. And, bro, you're going to get it. Last thing, bro, when you come to the weigh-in, make sure you bring a stepladder. Bro, you probably need a, not a stepladder, what they call a bigger ladder. Hey, bro, sure, go on, what is it? Got it, what they call a ladder? A normal, bro, you gotta bring a normal ladder. Yeah, bro, you're gonna have to bring a normal ladder to look me in the eyes. And you probably have to put a stepladder on top of a normal ladder to look me in the eyes, and that's the only time you're gonna see my eyes. Because after that, bro, you're getting knocked out. And tell them the real reason you've been dodging me, bro. Because you're still a small man, and you always will be. Sure.
He's hung up on the small. He's hung up on
you're
the
a small man.
But he's hung up on the real reason, isn't he?
Well, I am a lot shorter than him, so imagine I beat him. Imagine this little man beats him. Little man, 4 years younger than him. You know, he said to himself, he's a better boxer. He's bigger, he's faster, he's stronger. He's come out of his own mouth. So imagine I beat him. How embarrassing for him.
If you win, we'll have a barbecue. All right, big barbecue.
And I won't be charging $10, mate. If I'm charging football players to come to my house, it's 50 minimum. Do you know how much food and alcohol you drink? That's the thing about Sonny doesn't think. Okay, $10. If I've got 20 blokes in my house charging $10, that's $200, Sonny. What the hell is $200 going to do for 20 football players? Wouldn't buy 3 cartons of drink, you idiot. Like, honestly, put a figure in that's realistic, honestly.
Yeah, at least 10 grand for a barbecue.
At least, at minimum 50, seriously.
And all the walls we have to fix with people's heads going through.
We won't get there.
We had to try and chip rock walls last time we had a barbecue. They put my head through that many walls.
You know what? That cost me about $5 grand that day.
We thought it would be...
That was an expensive party.
I came with the idea, let's fly kick the boathouse, right? Let's put some people's heads through the boathouse. But it was about 20 grand with the damage, but it all comes back around. Hey, appreciate your time, mate. We love you. You're fighting in July on Stan. And good luck, man.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Are you doing good? Well to you guys. I don't know how you work with Beau, but Woodsy, you're killing it at the moment.
He's been good fun,
Nice to meet you today.
That's great.
And Bowie, all the best, mate. You're a good man.
Oh, you switched on me, didn't you?